So today we're going to be testing and reviewing the brand new e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. Yes, this just recently released on the e.l.f. website, and I knew I had to test it out on our mature skin. So in case you're interested, then keep on watching. Hey everyone, it's Kat and welcome to my channel. Today, oh my gosh, it must be primer season because when e.l.f. recently launched this Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, I had to check it out for our mature skin. Now, you know e.l.f. has the iconic Poreless Putty Primer. I have two of them myself. These are fantastic for blurring and smoothing your pores. They also have squalane and skin-loving ingredients. But when they decided to launch a Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, I could not wait to share it with you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. How you doing? So this Liquid Poreless Putty Primer sounds too good to be true. I'm hoping it's going to work out great for our mature skin. Let's read the facts on this primer. It says, your favorite Poreless Putty Primer is now available in liquid form. This silky liquid face primer seamlessly glides over your skin, gripping makeup for long-lasting wear and giving you a poreless finish look. Apply prior to your makeup application to create a smooth canvas. Well, if you're new to my channel, I do have normal to dry skin. As you can see, I have hyperpigmentation. I love testing out complexion products for mature skin to see what really works, but yeah, I can't wait to get this on my face. Now, I already finished my skincare routine this morning and applied my SPF. I do have my eyebrows on per usual, and we're just gonna bust into this. I'm wondering if there's a huge difference between the formulas, between the original formula and this one. Now, the first ingredient is water, and the second ingredient is dimethicone, which is a silicone. There is a bunch of silicone in this. There's also glycerin as well, and glycerin is wonderful for skincare. But you know what? I was feeling a little nostalgic, and I took out my Poreless Putty Primer, and I actually have two different kinds, but this, you guys, is beautiful. I've forgotten how smoothing and blurring this is, but now that it's in a liquid form, I thought it's summertime, it's getting really hot, and I thought this would be totally ideal for, you know, those sheer summer looks. We're gravitating towards more tinted moisturizers, tinted hydrators, and not wearing a full face of heavy makeup, so I could not wait to get my hands on this. See, it comes in a squeezy tube, and I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand so you can see the texture. Yep, this is liquidy. I probably put on too much, but let's feel the consistency. It's a little fragrant, not too bad, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take whatever I can right on my fingertips and just go straight into my most porous areas, which is right through my cheek area. It does feel very light and silky. Now, my current favorite, well, I have two current favorite primers right now. The L'Oreal Pore Minimizer Primer, fantastic. This has a very different consistency compared to the L'Oreal. It feels a little bit runnier. And then I've been recently loving the Wet n Wild Pore Minimizer Primer, which is a serum. I just did a review on that, and if you missed that one, I'll go ahead and put it down in the description box below. That is an amazing serum primer that's literally under $10. I don't think it's as instantaneous as an effect as the original Putty Primer, but still, with all those silicones in this formula, you're gonna get a smooth look. I think I put too much on the back of my hand, but I really wanted you to see that consistency. It really is runny. It really is, you know, hydrating. It's got that squalane in there. But yeah, does it feel like the original Putty formula? No. It's not as instantaneous as blurring as the original formula, but you know what? I'm willing to give it a try, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and turn down my lights so you can see. It's very smoothing, but like I said, it's not as instantaneous smoothing as the original Putty Primer, but still, that's pretty nice. Normally when I test out a primer, I like to go in with a skin tint or a foundation that I can trust, that I know how it's going to work on my mature skin. And lately I've been loving the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. Absolutely love this. It's infused with vitamin C, and it's just a beautiful, affordable drugstore skin tint. And we're gonna go straight in. Ooh, cat hair. We're gonna go straight in with this. I'm just gonna take a dampened beauty sponge and pounce it in. So far, so good. Now, I was just reading up on this and it says great for oily, normal, dry combination skin types. Now, it kind of concerns me when they list oily complexions first, but so far, the foundation is working really well with this primer. Ooh, smoothing. I'm gonna take whatever's left on my hand. And you know what? I'm piling up this skin tint on my most porous areas, on my hyperpigmentation, because I really want to put this liquid Poreless Putty primer to the test. And usually when you apply more skin tint or foundation on top of your most porous areas, it's just gonna look worse. We don't know. It's just gonna look heavy and cakey, but hello, gorgeous. This is impressive. Now I turned down my lights so you can see up close and personal how the skin tint is laying on top of the primer. And so far it's super smoothing. And even though I piled on the skin tint, it's not looking cakey or overdone or too heavy. What I want to do next is I want to play around with different types of complexion products. I'm going to go in with a liquid bronzer, and this is one of my all-time favorites, the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer. I want to see how this primer will hold up to different types of products, whether they're cream, whether they're liquid, whether they are powder. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this liquid bronzer. You really don't need a lot. This is such a beautiful formula. It really just glides on top of the skin. It also makes your skin kind of juicy and dewy. I'm gonna take a little bit and just tap it right through there. Oh, I got it in my hair. That's okay, I've got highlights. Ooh, thanks, Roxy. Oh, you guys, this is such a pretty bronzer. Oh. And it's working so well with the primer. Very nice. Now for blush, I want to use a powder blush, and I'm going to go in with Essence's Pure Nude Baked Blush. You guys, this is in the shade Rosy Rosewood, and I've forgotten how beautiful and silky this formula is, so I thought it'd be perfect to test it out on top of the primer. So let's go ahead and take a little bit on my brush and see how it's, oh, super pretty. That has a lot of nice pigment, and it's really sitting well on top of the skin tint, on top of the primer. So far, I'm impressed. Wow. Now for concealer, I'm just gonna pop on a little bit of the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. You know I've been loving this drugstore concealer, and just put a touch right through there. I feel like with the skin tint, it really helps the red areas under my nose, so I don't feel like I need additional concealer right in that area, but this concealer is just so beautiful. Light to medium coverage, very dewy under the eyes, especially if you have a drier under eye like myself, but it's just a great consistency. It really looks great on the skin. And then I'm just gonna put whatever's left right on my eyelids. See how it just brightens up that area? But yeah, I am so impressed with this. I mean, get up in those pores, baby. This is impressive. Now, e.l.f. did come out with new eyeshadow palettes, the 10-pan eyeshadow palettes in several color stories. I picked up two. One is all mattes and one is Intergalactic, which I think is fun for summer. But today, I just want to focus on the complexion, and let me know down in the comments if you want to see a full review on these eyeshadow palettes, because I would love to do it for you. But yes, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pop on the rest of my makeup, and then we will talk about this new liquid Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. Okay, final look everybody. I just did a super easy eyeshadow look with the new e.l.f. Galactic eyeshadow palette. I literally just used 2 shades and just did a really easy wash of color. I of course went in with the Lash and Roll Mascara from e.l.f. This is actually my second tube of this mascara. It is so good, and it's only $6. And then for lips, I went in with the Satin lipstick from e.l.f. in the shade Drive. I don't know, I'm feeling so 90s right now. This is beautiful. I'm going to turn down my lights again so you can see. Look how smoothing it is. What is going on here? It's pore filling, but it's not as heavy as the original putty primer. It really does look super smoothing. So pretty, so nice on the skin, super lightweight, it's silky. You know how you have to heat the putty primer, the original formula, with your fingertips so then you can apply it? This one just glided right on. It really smoothed out my pores. It plays well with cream and powder products. I'm impressed. At $10, that is a really good deal. And remember, it is good for oily, normal to dry combination skin. So if you got that type of complexion, then it should work out great for you. This is really impressive. I really like this. Now, when is e.l.f. going to come out with a tinted moisturizer, tinted hydrator? Yeah, super impressed with this formula. I think it's very smoothing. I think it feels hydrating because it has the squalane in it. But yeah, I really like this. And for $10, you can't go wrong. So are you thinking about picking up the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f.? Or are you one of those hardcore girls and you want to stick with the original formula? Both are excellent, let me tell you. But for summertime, for applying it super quick and easy, I highly recommend this liquid primer. It is beautiful on the skin, lightweight, silky, and $10. But yes, I'll be sure to let you know how my makeup held up down in the pinned comments below. Did it extend the longevity of my makeup? But I have a good feeling. If it's part of the original formula, it's gonna be great. But yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and letting me test out yet another primer for our mature skin. I think we've got some winners here. I've really been impressed with a lot of the primers and a lot of the products I've been testing out recently, and they're all from the drugstore. Even better. So if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you'd be a part of our family. So, mwah, mahal kita, I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.